Welcome back to another episode of Hashtag What Does It Take to Be a GOAT alongside Jason Torey, Paul Guarino. I'm Aaron Burrell. So another 2 episodes down, fellas, first thoughts and reactions.
I think this is a turning point a little bit in his career. He started to make serious notice. He's made some headlines. People are starting to really talk about him. He's a superstar, but he's not the GOAT yet. I think one huge thing they have is the Nike signing. Nike, he wanted to go with Adidas. He loved Adidas, but his father told him, why don't you go? You're not going to turn. Let's see what opportunity they have to offer. Nike knew that. Nike went all out. They did a huge sales pitch. They had a very welcoming thing. When he walked into the headquarters, they had a big sign that said, "Welcome, Michael Jordan," and they offered him a $250,000 contract instead of $100,000 that usually big brands do. I think that's went with him. Look what the money he makes. I think it's $100 million a year now in sales that he makes off of Nike and endorsements. He also, I remember when he went to the last game at Madison Square Garden, his favorite place to play, he put on the Jordan 1s, and the technology in shoes completely changed over time. And I think he said by halftime but he said I had to do it for the brand, and he was loyal, and a huge advertisement. He said he took his shoe off after having a big game, and he couldn't even walk because his foot was just completely shredded since he wasn't used to putting on the new shoes. But just because of brand loyalty and the way he's repped in, look what it's done for him today, and his own logo, everything, Air Jordan, it's incredible. I think that's one big highlight, and then it transfers over to the Olympics. Aaron and Paul, I think you have some good points about the Olympics and where the impact was there. And I think this was a great episode too. There was a lot of highlights.
Yeah, definitely think it was probably the best one so far, in my opinion. Paul, your thoughts?
Yeah, I definitely agree. On episode 5, I think is the best so far. I didn't even know he wanted to sign with Adidas, so that was definitely interesting. The Olympics with Toni Kukoc was really cool because I remember Toni Kukoc just being like the role player, but I didn't know like his backstory and all that, and like how Pippen and him just like try to destroy him even though they didn't know him and stuff. And so that was crazy. I mean it's crazy because they admitted like they didn't know him. I think they kind of admitted like that was kind of messed up what they did, but obviously then they became teammates, and I don't think we really saw yet like what their relationship became, but hopefully they show that maybe in episode 7.
Yeah, I think that they kind of alluded to the fact that they became cool with him, and like they did. I guess what it seems like is that they let him know like it wasn't personal.
Yeah.
It was more so like them taking their aggression out on Jerry Krause, but like Toni Kukoc just became the whipping boy. So it was just like, all right, we hate Jerry, and Jerry loves you, so you're gonna get the brunt of like the hate we have for Jerry. Which like he was what, like 17 or 18 back then? Like he was still like a kid, I'm pretty sure.
It was also a threat to them in the Olympics, so they wanted to show the world what's good. And they said he's one of the key players they need to target, and that's how they're going to play aggressively to win. I think that's one of their game plans they had.
Yeah, and they absolutely dominated him. Well, they held him to like 4 points the first time they played, which is nuts.
It was awfully frightening.
Yeah, like
to say the least.
Yeah, like I was like, sheesh. But the shoe deal was definitely interesting for me too. I didn't know that Jordan wanted to sign with Adidas either, and like I wonder how executives at Adidas are watching, like the old executives at Adidas are watching this documentary, seeing that, like just thinking back to being like, our entire company could have changed because like Jordan really like carried Nike on his back for so long. Like now, obviously Nike's roster is like undeniable. Like it's more than just Jordan, but like the Jordan brand is probably, I would say it's definitely their most popular like sneaker line. Yeah. But that was really interesting to see. It kind of reminds me of, obviously a little bit different, but how he was like, Adidas wasn't really prepared for him. Like, I don't know if you guys have heard the story of when Steph Curry was going to, I want to say it was Nike actually. And they didn't, like, he was really excited to go there because he wanted to sign with Nike, and they spelled his name wrong in the presentation, and they kept calling him like Stefan or something like that. and that's why he's ended up signing with Under Armour. But like, obviously, two different players. But it's just kind of interesting how like some of these companies can go into these meetings with like major athletes, knowing that like there are millions and millions of dollars at stake, and not do every last bit of research and like triple check everything.
Yeah, it's crazy you said that too, because I think LeBron, I think Adidas just missed out on signing LeBron by like, I know it sounds crazy to us, but I think it was only 20 million because it was like versus Nike, and it was something not that big to them, and I forgot the exact numbers, and it was on a 30 for 30 though.
It's crazy.
One question I have is what are the Nike sales and the Air Jordan sales going to be, and the value of these shoes after this is all over and the documentary is over and all these eyeballs have gotten on to the documentary? I started realizing again. I mean, I saw on social media a friend posting his North Carolina shoes. He goes, "Let's go, Jordan!" Like, I mean, it's crazy. The stuff, the old designs are going to come back out. I mean, you go to a place like Flight Club in New York City. God only knows what they're going to price these shoes at, or online, or etc.
It's going to go nuts. Like, it is crazy. Like, when you were talking about the Jordan 1s, it was kind of interesting him talking about how, like, the technology had changed and he realized that the Jordan 1s weren't really that great for basketball anymore. Which, like, now when I look at Jordan 1s, just because, like, we have so much more, like, advanced technology in basketball, they really aren't that good at basketball shoes at all. Like, I wouldn't see anybody, like, going out there and playing basketball in them. Like, they're more of, like, a stylish sneaker. Yeah. Growing up in Florida, like, people wore them, like, skateboarders more wore them for, like, skateboarding. Yeah. To be honest, like, I never saw any basketball players wearing them to like play basketball in. Like, I saw skateboarders skating in them, people just wearing them in everyday life, but I never thought of any of the Jordan sneakers like, oh, these are good basketball shoes. But then when I think back of like what basketball sneakers used to look like back when the ones first came out, it makes a lot of sense. Like, they used to play in Converse. So
yeah.
I mean, I think it could be even great for, you could even do it actually be big sales. It's calling me crazy with this niche sport, but powerlifting. It's got the ankle support. I think that might just take, can you imagine Jordan going into a brand like that? I mean, who knows? But that's kind of, you see these powerlifters wearing Converses for the huge ankle support and the extra competitive edge. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen. I think that's the future is always what you got to think about too, and where he's going to project. And maybe you never know, if he makes all this money, he's already donating this to charity. He can do great things with the world because of it.
Absolutely. That was really cool in episode 5. Another thing I loved in episode 5 was seeing Jordan and Kobe. Obviously at Kobe's funeral, you saw Jordan talk about like how Kobe was like a little brother to him and stuff like that. So it was just cool to see like the actual clips of them, like at the All-Star game, and Jordan talking about like in the locker room before the game, talking about Kobe, like, oh yeah, he's going to go for everyone's head because he's young and, you know, he wants to like make his mark and stuff like that. But I definitely love seeing like the Jordan and Kobe stuff, and like Jordan actually being like a big brother to him, being like, yo, if you need any help, like just call me, you know. And I'm sure to 18 or 19-year-old, well, he's 19 I think at the time, to like a 19-year-old Kobe, how much of like that must have meant to like see your idol just be like, yeah, if you need any help, just call me, like very casual and down to earth about it. So
and I think those are points to build off of. Also, you know, if you look at all the other relationships Jordan had with people, they weren't as strong as that. To see a prodigy grow up like that and Jordan reach out, it's kind of a cool insight to look at.
Yeah.
Paul, do you have any other thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I still think before this release, his point is still interesting that he said people are not going to like him, because I still don't, I'm not seeing that yet. And I'm seeing more of like, wow, like he was calm during like the press conferences and was never like going crazy. Just like, even just after losing games, and he would talk to like I think we talked about it last, and he would lose games and they're running up to him. Like, they're not running up to the winning team.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could see where I think episode 5 was the first one. Like, these were the first 2 that I could see where his point maybe would start to become a thing. Mm-hmm. Like in terms of like towards the end when they had the segment with like him and Muhammad Ali and stuff like that, when he was when people wanted him to endorse that governor in North Carolina, or he was a senator, I think he was running for Senate. And Jordan didn't want to get involved in politics, and everyone was like, it would mean so much and it's your home state and stuff like that. So I guess I could see where that would start to, like, this was like the first part of like they were showing things where he was getting criticized for outside of just basketball. because like they had that in 5, and then in 6 they talked about like his gambling and stuff like that. So I guess those would probably be the first 2 parts where you'll see like not just the, oh, he was such a great competitor, like he made everyone around him better. Like you're starting to see more of like Jordan outside of basketball and some of like the things that, I mean, he doesn't seem to regret anything either. So like maybe that could be where he was saying that. Like, you know, some people like would expect that, okay, you made these mistakes 10 years ago, but like here's your chance to like get on the record and be like, oh, I wish I had, like if I knew what I know now, like I wish I had done better. He's just like, nah, like I did what I did and I said what I said. Like that's just life, you know? And to a degree, like you got to respect just somebody holding firm with their beliefs. Like he believes it, he said it, he's not going to go back against it. He did think so.
What about last thing on episode 5? What was your guys' take on Isaiah Thomas?
I like finally have a little bit more like, also that was another thing I think people could maybe not like Jordan for, because like if you're say a Detroit Pistons fan or somebody who like is an Isaiah Thomas fan, you'd probably be like, all right, Jordan definitely kept him off the team. But they did a good job at going into like the fact that Isaiah had problems with so many other members of the dream team. Like so many other guys didn't like him. So like I'm sure Jordan played more of a part than he is willing to like admit, but I don't think he should bear the brunt of all of it. Because like if he had problems with Magic, Larry, you know, like Jordan, there's no way they're going to put you on the team. There's just absolutely no way. So I thought that was like definitely interesting.
This comes down to teamwork, and it comes down to as a whole. You know, a tribe is a tribe. If you flow well together, especially when it's in a competition, that's going to way to click. I mean, look, you took Dennis Rodman and he was a completely different person, but he had his role on his team, and that's what made the oil and the create the engine going. So, you know, it's like, you know, it just comes down to is how back who we're always going to relate to in this whole series is that Jordan was super competitive. And if there's a chip on someone's shoulder, it's going to create attention and it's going to create emotion and it's going to create a battle. So, I mean, what are you going to do about it? You can't go to the Beatles saying, well, I can't everybody love everybody. That's just not kind of how the world works. And different personalities are different personalities. What are you going to do? And it's better. Jordan always wanted to be better than people. If he's going to lose, he's going to come back, figure it out, and go even harder. That's just his drive and his serious competitive mindset that made it. I think there's so many people with talent. Jordan, I mean, everyone else was 6'5" or 6'9", stronger, faster. Jordan just had this mindset that was so different from everyone else. He figured out how to stand out and be above it. That is one thing that really I've just caught on over and over, and a correlation of him and his athletic and his performance. I just think that that's one main part, as we always bring it up. Why is he the GOAT?
Yeah. Like, to his mentality, it was like another thing in episode 5 was him and Clyde Drexler. Like when they were talking about him in the finals and stuff like that, and how Magic and all of them were just like, oh, you know, Clyde is so great, blah, blah, blah. And Clyde Drexler was a great basketball player. And Jordan just being like, yeah, I just took that like personally, and I just was like, all right, I'm gonna just attack him. And like that was just interesting to me to see like him. And then like when he would hit the shots, and he was just absolutely torching him, and he'd just keep like running back past Magic, who was sitting down the sideline commentating for NBC Sports, and he would just be doing like the shoulder shrug, like the iconic Jordan shrug, just like, I tried to tell you this kid's not better than me. But
how about when the
like you could really get insights into that mentality there.
How about when the security guard did the shrug?
Yeah, right. He just was. I love that. I mean, it's so subtle, but like it sends such a powerful message. Like, listen, I don't need to say anything, but it's great.
Yeah. So Jason, tell us a little bit about episode 6 more.
Yeah, so that's what I want to transfer into. They did show a soft side to Jordan too, that he would always help young kids who are his peers, his idols, and sign autographs for them and make them feel good. Be right before a game. I think that they shot daggers at him about Jordan's gambling in Atlantic City. That is, everyone has some kind of vice. And he's like, look, it's not a problem. I mean, I just want to get my mind off of something. I was home at midnight. And, everyone wants to get after someone who's a winner nonstop. And the Knicks want to have a plan, and they want to come in strong. And they did. They won their first 2 games. But Jordan goes, as he always says, I got something for you. Third game, he put him away again. It's just he's not going to stop. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And that's the mindset he's always had. I think awesome going – I mean, these are my main points. You guys can cover on them too. But I think the best quote of the whole entire episode 6 was when they thought they were going to put it away in the finals after beating the Knicks against the Suns in Game 5, and they lose, and Jordan's livid. And he goes, guys, we're having a team meeting. That's it. And in that team meeting, he goes, guys, I'm packing 1 suit and 1 suit only because we're going out to Phoenix, unfortunately, and we're going to go win this game because I'm not putting on a Game 7 suit. We have to get this done now.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. Like him to just call that shot. Like, all right, we're ending this now. And they went out there and they ended it. Like, I don't know. His sheer willpower to just like make things happen is something that is just, I don't know. Like, it's very, very rare.
I think he makes people better around him too, because he creates a competitive edge and he internally gets in your brain if you as a teammate. And he said, "This is your job. Do this," and they just work. It works out.
His standard is so high.
He overlooks.
I mean,
Phil Jackson was working with him, but he was annoyed with Krause. Well, he goes, "Listen, I'm just yeah." And he comes down. I was actually listening to a podcast with Roy McIlroy about 2 weeks ago, and the best of the best, the reason they are always staying on top is because they want a defense mechanism. What can they do to make themselves better than always better and be so far ahead of someone else? That's what makes them be a GOAT. I mean, they always can get better. Kobe Bryant was kind of like that. Maybe Jordan taught him that. He was always studying on bus rides how he's going to get better. He always went after hours and lights out to go wake people up and study more before a game. That is just such a competitive edge and a competitive trait and something that I think we all should learn from.
Yeah, I think Kobe even said it in the doc that he said he pretty much said he was pretty much saying like for fans and stuff to stop comparing them two because he pretty much got everything from Jordan.
Yeah. Like he is like the closest thing to Jordan, but like he was just Jordan. I don't know, his prodigy really, or protege. I definitely liked seeing the Jordan Atlantic City stuff. Because nowadays, I don't know, I feel like players in the NBA do not have that level of freedom to, again, do something like that. Like, all right, I'm kind of stressed out. Like, let me go to Atlantic City for a day or for a night with my dad, go gamble for a little bit, and then, like, come back. I just feel like the NBA's rules on gambling are so strict that if they popped up in a place like that, like, there would be some serious questions being asked, especially like the scandals that the NBA has gone through with regards to gambling and athletes betting on games and stuff like that. But it was crazy to see Jordan's like media silence after, like how he just completely did not do any interviews. And then when he finally came back and did an interview with, Ahmad Rashad, that he just was like sat there with his like sunglasses on and was like, I don't have a problem. Like, I don't have any problem. Like, the thing is like, if you're going to try and prove that point to people, people want to see your eyes. They want to like, the people believe you when they can look you eye to eye. So like wearing the sunglasses, like, I don't know if that was necessarily the best way to prove that point, but I mean,
I think
it was Jordan's way.
He just got fed up with the media. I mean, can you imagine being to a single game? He walks out and there's 20 microphones in your face. Like,
yeah,
dude, I'm just trying to chill out after the game. He's still sweating from the game in his suit. Like, man, what's going through your head, man? Seriously, I mean, come on.
Yeah, the other good point they brought up was like he lost, I don't know, like 10,000 or 20,000. They're like, that's only like $100 to us, or $10, not even.
Seriously, because think about it. By that point, Jordan Brand was already bringing in so much money through endorsements, stuff like that. Like, he was already on a massive contract. So sometimes people do need to put that in perspective.
One huge thing they brought up, which was awesome, actually, this is one of my favorite points, is when they would fly on the team plane, and he'd be in the back betting for $10,000 a pop, and then there would be the coaches, I forget who they interviewed, and they would be just playing for fun for $1 a round. He goes, I want to play with you. And they're like, Jordan, it's $1. He goes, I don't care. I just want to make sure I'm better than you. It's just a competitive mindset again.
Yeah.
So, why are you the GOAT? Because you're internally taking that thought into your brain.
Yeah. He wants to beat everyone at everything.
And then how about the quarters with the security guards throwing against the wall who can get it closer?
Yeah. He would bet on anything.
In the moment, like he'll bet, he just wants to push. I mean, I don't think I'm like that in a way, but I am competitive. But that's like that gives some people anxiety. It's kind of like in fear. It's like, will you jump into a pool, into a cannonball, or are you going to jump off a cliff with a bungee cord on you and trust that it's not going to let you kill yourself?
It's a risk some people aren't willing to take.
What's your fear limits? You know. So,
yeah. He absolutely.
When you get the tinglings in your feet, that you're like, wait, this is you kind of get the shakes. Like, well, this is too much.
Yeah. Paul, any other thoughts you have on 6?
No, I think the only thing, I mean, after episode 5 was so good, I was a little disappointed on episode 6, just because I thought episode 5 was the best one. But I think maybe they're doing that on purpose. But we already, as we discussed before, I think we all agree that we don't really like the jumping around. We'd rather it go in chronological order.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
I think just one closing statement I have is that, I've watched a lot of documentaries. I have an interest in all this and people's lives and the ups and the downs. And I think I kind of see after about 6 episodes, it gets really good. Then it kind of trends down on purpose. So people are like, is this really worth watching? And psychologically, it's like, I'll watch another episode. And episode 7's a bang out. So it'll be very interesting to see what they have to say in episode 7. And then they probably want you to walk away thinking, this is awesome. Let's finish this off.
Yeah. I'm excited. We're getting close to the end. So
I'm not gonna not watch it.
Yeah, of course, can't. Too invested at this point.
Yeah, they won not on purpose. I mean, this is obviously people are writing documentaries to think about psychology too, to keep people engaged and rave about stuff and get the ratings up and eyeballs and etc.
Oh yeah.
So maybe it's a big marketing plan. We'll see.
We'll see. Can't wait for another week's episodes. So we'll get to it. Paul, any closing thoughts?
Now I'm just ready to see more episodes and see how it plays out. I think I just want some more inside info, just like the Adidas thing. I definitely didn't know about that.
Yeah, I want to keep hearing more from some of the other great players of that era. Obviously Jordan is the reason Charles Barkley doesn't have a ring. I just want to keep hearing from other players that who he had to go and beat, and consistently just I don't know. Hearing more of their thoughts of when Charles Barkley was this was the first time I played against somebody who I was he's better than me at basketball.
Yeah.
I love seeing stuff like that. So I just want to see more from some of the greats of that era and just their inner thoughts of all right, I know I'm great, but this dude is on another level.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, I think one cool thing is what we want to do would be awesome, and I'm just intrigued by it, is more of his upbringing and his childhood. They touched on it a little bit, but I think they should go way back and do, as I said, maybe getting cut from the high school team and his psychological process behind that. And just maybe a little bit more personal life about a few of the other teammates, even more in depth. I think that's what everyone's intrigued, because they know he was great. They know he's won all these championships. What else was going on in the world with them?
Definitely. I guess we'll see.